So for you just to have a metric of comparison, I was saying if you have 1 million today and the money is devaluing 3% per year, in 33 years you will get to 10k of your purchase power. So this million today set on the bank or in your room will be worth in purchase power 10k in 33 years. Okay? And if you invest 1,000 euros or dollars today, in 10 years, if you can grow it at a normalized rate of 10% on the market, in 10 years, you get to the same amount. You get to 10k. Okay? So essentially, this can show you that it really doesn't matter how much money you have today or you don't. What matters the most is that if you set it on the bank or at your house, the value is permanently going down. And this means you'll always be swimming against the flow when it comes to money terms. But if you invest the money, you will always have the flow in your favor, which means if you get a certain amount of money invested, the amount of money it creates for you, it can actually make you worth what you have by working today and way more than that going forward. So that's why you have people, most people, that you see mid class or below, everyone has to work. But when you come to rich people, not a lot of people actually do work. You may know a lot of people that work that are extremely rich and they have companies. But there's a lot of rich people that have some millions or even just 1 million. If it's invested, it makes enough money for you to live without you having to work. And you can even have a really good lifestyle and quite high expenses compared to most people and still be making more money per year than the people that are working on mid class or below. So, adopting this structure of where you put your money is something that everyone should actually do. And the people that don't really aspire to have more than what they have, they're already rich and they invest. Essentially, they get to numbers that just allows them to not work or work if they want to, but it's a choice for them to work. So they don't have to work. They're not obligated to work. They don't need the money. So it's just like a plus. They work because they like it. They enjoy what they do. And that's why some of them work. Essentially, you can just free your life in terms of this money trap that most people are into, which is you don't really have a choice but to work because your money that you're producing is going down in value, never stops to go down. And you have it on the bank. So as long as you're making it, is actually being depreciated. So you're swimming against the flow. That's why you can never stop to swim, because if you do, you start to go backwards. if you have the flow in your favor, you can, without swimming, pass people that are, and you can just keep going that way. So the problem here is that people have this perception of life in which for you to have money, you have to work. And they cannot understand, because they don't even believe that it's possible for you to not work and make money. So the belief system that they have doesn't allow them to actually understand this and have this perception, this possibility of changing their life or the way they are just using their money to actually provide a better outcome for them. So I didn't know this in the beginning either. I didn't grow up knowing this. I got to know this because I was curious. How can some people have so much more money than the others? How are so many people actually not working? Because you may not see them, but if you research, there's a bunch of people doing this. And you understand what they do, because some of them literally tell you they have an X amount of money invested, their money makes Y amount per year, and it's all to pay the expenses and even make profit. So they don't have to work. And then if you really want to understand the structure, which was what I was doing for a long period of time, first, people that actually come and tell you this, you don't necessarily buy it, right? Because you think it's not possible. You didn't grow up thinking this was even possible. So you think it's a lie. But then you keep researching and finding more and more people, and they have the similar lifestyle, and they all tell you the same thing. So they invested the money. So after a long time researching, you understand what's actually truth or not. Because if you see there's a consistent pattern in what they say and what they do, it's probably very likely to be true. And actually, we have a bunch of things that people say and are not true. For example, in Portugal, in my country, a lot of people have companies, but if you ask them if they should start a company, a lot of people will tell you shouldn't, because it carries out a lot of responsibilities for your side, a lot of expenses for your side. And yes, you can have a complex structure of work compared to you being an employee if you have your company, but this structure also allows you to make way more money than you can do by working for other people. Obviously, if you are an employee and they're not firing you, it's because you make more money to the company than the money they're paying you. Because companies exist to make money. So if there's one person there that doesn't make money for the company, they will just fire the person, right? But at the same time, if you ask them if you should do this of starting a company, they tell you shouldn't. In reality, they don't want people to know the truth. They don't want to lose their employees. They need the employees. So they need people that think they are doing the best they could do to actually make money. So this is why you can hear a bunch of things, a bunch of information can be a lie, and a bunch of information can be truth.